Their Avatara Purushas are there. Great, what I should say, great incarnations of Mahavishnu. And at the same time, what happens is these in between, no? Suddenly as long as the incarnation actually continues, everything is okay. Ramaraja adella nodidevalla, excellent arrangement in the kingdom, all that will happen. Then in between, what happens is some generations, they deteriorate to the worst. Then again an incarnation comes. So like that, therefore probably the Bhagavad Purana says, apart from Dashavatara, they have described around 27, 28 avatars. And apart from that, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am in so many vibhuti manifestation. My power of manifestation is in so many merits. It is not only these avatars. Actually, the Bhagavad Purana also says that apart from these, there are many, many other avatars which are not documented. These are the major ones. So many people keep coming. We have seen, no? Ambarisha has come, and Rishabha has come. So, like that, many people have come, whose names are not very popular. As we run through Bhagavad Puran, we will come to know. So, now we saw that Pururavas, he got attracted to Urvashi. What pulls person away from the uh, spiritual goal is money and lust, desires and desires like acquiring wealth, and lust, desires like lust, and for desire for lust, desire for wealth. So these two things are, they come on the way. So Pururavas got attracted, tempted with Urvashi, and he throughout his life, whatever Vedic practices he did, that also he used to do for getting Urvashi's presence. That means he loved her so much, mentally, physically, both. So that was his story. Then after this, what happens is Pururavas has got now the next again. This is a deteriorated generation. He was good man, definitely was good man, but not inclined or not very much committed towards realization and remembering Mahanarayana and all that. So now Pururavas had, you remember, he was born to son of Ela and Buddha. Now he had six sons: Ayus, Shrutayus, Satyayus, Raya, Vijaya, and Jaya. So, like that, they describe many, many generations. Okay, I will not go into those. Then what happens is, after some 10 or 15 generations, there is a person called Gadhi. I will just tell you 1 minute. This says um, Gadhi, not Dhi. Gadhi is the pronunciation. Gadhi. So Gadhi had a daughter, very beautiful daughter called Satyavati. So Rishi called Richika, he approaches his daughter. He asks Gadhi. Gadhi is a king. Pururava's a descendant. I want to marry your daughter. But Gadhi is not inclined to give his daughter to this Rishi called Richika, and refusing a saint or rishis used to be very, very challenging, because we don't know how they will perceive. They may curse also. We have seen that, no, in the past. So Gadhi tells this rishi, unaware of his powers, he says, "You should give me bridal money, vadhu dakshina, bridal money." Previous those days, it was not dowry, varadakshina irlila, vadhu dakshina ittu, bridal money. 1,000 horses, which are white in color like moon, but which should have one ear blue on them, which is an impossibility. So, because we belong to the aristocratic clan of Kaushika now dynasty, so we want this. But this rishi is those days at Vedic, I told you, know, they used to be pleasing the devas, celestial beings, who had divine powers. They are not Parabrahman, but they are kind of executing the work of Parabrahman, like Agni, Varuna, like that. So Varuna is a god of oceans and water. So Richika was very much close to him, and he used to get whatever he wanted through Varuna, Devata, celestial Varuna. So he asked him, and Varuna got him. So now he has to agree. So Satyavati got married to Rishi Richika. Now, from Rishi Richika, great person whom you have already heard, I think. So they get a son and a grandson called Jamadagni. Jamadagni. Now, Jamadagni is father of Parshuram. Parshuram is another important avatar of Mahavishnu. Very important. Roles are played differently. Rama played a different role. Krishna played a different role. Now Parashurama, these are not intensity of the divine manifestation percentage wise. Krishna is considered Purna Avatar. Then Rama also is there. Many others are there. The Matsya Avatar, Kurma. But maximum is in Sri Krishna. Like that, Parashurama is one of those avatars. Now Jamadagni married Renuka. Okay. Renuka. And then they had many sons they had. Youngest of them was Parshuram. Very interesting story of Parshuram, because he still lives in the Himalayas, they say. So Parshuram at that moment, no, when Jamadagni, great Jamadagni Gotranto, they were a very great saint, So there was a, tribe called Haihayas. Tribe andre, it was a ruled, it was a kingdom of Haihayas. Haihayas ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ Kartavirya Arjuna was a king, not this Arjuna. Kartavirya Arjuna. Kartavirya Arjuna was the king of Hayas. That was a kingdom. He was also very powerful. Ikade Jamadagni, Renuka, and their many sons, youngest of them Parashuram. They are having their own hermitage and their own life, because they are all rishis, sages. They have their lifestyle. At the same time, there is one tribal group called Hayas, ruled by uh, Kartavirya Arjuna. This man is supposed to have been a devotee of Dattatreya. Dattatreya is also another avatar of Parshuram. So we have discussed a little bit earlier. Born to Atri and Anasuya. Atri and Anasuya's son is Dattatreya. He gets supposed to have manifestation of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all the three. So he is an ardent devotee, Yaro Arjuna of Dattatreya. And they say he gets 1,000 arms, may not be physical, but the strength of, thousands, the vigor, lusters, courage, everything of so much of yogic power. So he goes on conquering people, just like how earlier days other kings used to do. So once he was, as he was going around hunting in a forest, he came across Jamadagni's ashram. And Jamadagni was blessed with Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is a cow which gives whatever you ask. Whatever you ask, no, that cow gives. Cow and a calf, both are there. Dhenu is cow, Kama is desire. Kamadhenu. So this is very much described in, and it has created lot of trouble with Indra also. And now we are coming to Jamadagni. So Jamadagni had that Kamadhenu, and he was treating all the guests, kings, everybody, whoever used to come. Hayas is not, Arjuna is not the only king. People used to come from different places with their troops, ministers, vehicles, horses. Whatever you ask that Kamadhenu, it will give, not only milk. How, I don't know, but this was a power during those days. So now this Arjuna, no, Kartavirya Arjuna, he observes that how can a rishi be having so much of wealth? Whatever you ask, you will get. I being the king, I don't have. Why should he have? Anta? Out of jealousy, he steals that Kamadhen. So he takes it away, and then he takes it to his home, to his palace, and then he wants to use that Kamadhenu just as Jamadagni has used it. So ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಏನ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕೋ ಅದೇ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕು, and it suits some people. The same may not suit, the same Kamadhenu may not give everything what is asking. That is what would have perhaps happened. It's not mentioned here. Now what happens is Parashurama becomes very angry. Parashurama is a person with lot of strength, and always in the mode of, he's a good person, no doubt. He has lot of bhakti, devotion, and he also does lot of penance and all. But as far as his protection is concerned, though he's a Brahmana, he becomes he wants to um, get over this, Arjuna. So sittu bandu, he will take his terrible weapon, bow, shield, amele Ella takondu axe he will take. He is seen with axe actually, Parshuram. Recently we went to Goa, and it seems that area also was Parashurama has moved around. His kingdom was there. They have put one big statue. Axe is there ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೋ ಕ್ವಿವರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಶೀಲ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು he will go, and Arjuna has Arjuna's place. Remember, not our Mahabharata Arjuna, this is different. So once they come to know that Parshurama is coming, alone he comes. Arjuna sends an army of 17 battalions, Akshohinis, 17 groups he will send. You know, single-handedly he will manage. And then what he will do is he will kill Arjuna also. And he will get his Kamadhenu. He will kill him and get back. Because should not have been done. You know, if you want something, you should ask, isn't it? It was Anyaya. Then he brings back, and now Arjuna's sons become furious. So they now, when Parashurama has entered their area, these sons, they flee out of fear, run away. But then they want to take revenge. So when he narrates this, no, Parashurama comes and narrates this to his father, Jamadagni. Appa, you don't worry. I have brought the Kamadhenu. I have killed this Arjuna. He shouldn't have done that. ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಜಮದಗ್ನಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಫಾರ್ ನೋ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಿಲ್ಡ್ ಅ ಕಿಂಗ್. ಜಮದಗ್ನಿ ಶಾಂತ ಸ್ವಭಾವದವರು, ಕಾಂಟ್ರರಿ ಟು ಪರಶುರಾಮ್ಸ್ mindset. So he says we are Brahmanas, and it is by virtue of patience we have got a place, and because this patience is our main virtue. Brahmana means we should have a lot of patience. We should not behave like them. We should have handled it in a different way. Parshurama behaves like a Kshatriya, right? And he feels it's wrong, it's wrong. Brahmana early Kshatriya, I don't have patience. This is the only way to do. This becomes a controversial thing in today's world also, isn't it? How much to tolerate? External countries, if they attack you, how to, whether we should tolerate or we should attack. You might have seen Uri and all those movies have come, how we did surgical strike, and we are handling them in a different way. We have to, where we have to protect, we have to protect. But Jamadagni says, Bedaidu, since you are a Brahmana, you are doing penance, you are doing tapas. So patience generates that brilliance of a sun and Lord Hari. And since you are by Varna, you are a Brahmana. So killing of a king, killing of a king who was made a powerful king by a lot of mantras and all that. Now you have killed him. That means it is a sin for you. So to recover this, you go to pilgrimage. Anta. He will send him for a pilgrimage. So now, respecting his father's words, Parshurama goes for pilgrimage. 1 year, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಸುತ್ತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, it might have been very nice, beautiful experience for him, and he will become little quiet, patient. He'll come back. Appears to be like that, and he respects. Now, another interesting thing happens with his mother. You would have heard this. Very interesting, and very peculiar this thing has happened. But all these speak of extraordinary powers the humans developed with penance. Tapascharya ಮಾಡಿ, ಆ ಧೃತಿ, ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್, ಆ ತಪಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇವತೆಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಭಗವಂತನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಡಿವೈನ್ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಅಕ್ವೈರ್. So it's possible for you and me also. We should do lot of penance, and then everything is possible. Whatever you wish for, it will happen. But penance is required. For that, we have to sacrifice certain things. We have to detach certain things. So all that is required. So now his mother is Renuka. Now Renuka would have gone to Ganga to take a bath. Avaga Chitraratha anta ಒಬ್ಬ Gandharva. Chitraratha, he is having fun with the Apsara women. He is a Gandharva. Gandharvas are very handsome people. Apsaras are all very beautiful. So lot of romances take place, and that is described like that in Bhagavad also, everywhere. Now Renuka, for a moment, she gets drawn to Chitraratha, and then she would have gone to get bath and water also for her husband. So she goes there and she brings that, and just a minute. So so avanu she gets little diverted, and then quickly she remembers she has come to collect water for her husband's puja anta. She will bring that. But when she comes back, Jamadagni, they are all people who can read the minds. He comes to know that his wife has got diverted mentally. Nodi ಎಷ್ಟು that sati loyalty means they should be committed mentally, physically, and the sages can understand what ran in her mind. The minute he comes to know that her mental adultery ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಗೆ, then he says, kill this sinful woman, kill this ಅಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, kill these people, kill her, because she has not been loyal to me for few minutes, her mind diverted. The sons will not kill. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾಕೆ ಕಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ದ ಮದರ್ನ? ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು. ಪರಶುರಾಮ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಪರಶುರಾಮ ಬಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಟಕ್ ಅಂತ he will he will kill her because he has to obey his father's orders. Disturbance, one second. So, surprisingly, Parshurama, without second thought, he will kill his mother. Then his father is very happy. You are the only son who follows my orders, Anteli. He will ask him, what do you want? And Parshurama is very clever. His brothers are dead now because his Jamadagni, he kills his sons because they didn't follow his orders. Though his Brahmana patience illa bantu. Just he has not followed anta. Then Parshurama kills his brothers also, his mother also, because brothers have not followed his father's orders. Then he will ask him, you are such a nice, obedient son. What wish you can ask for any boon? Immediately he says, all those who are dead should be brought back to life. They should become alive. And you should bless them in a way that they should get up from sleep. They should forget what all happened. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಅಮ್ಮನ್ ಸಾಯಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂದಿದ್ದು, and Parshurama ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಸಾಯಿಸಿದ್ದು, nothing they should remember. They should come back to normalcy as though they slept for a long time. So Jamdagni is very happy. He says, fine, no problem. He forgets that. Probably he also thinks that there is he also thinks that it was in a fit of anger that I have told all this, and he brings them back to normalcy. Now what happens is Arjuna, sons of Arjuna, now they become alert and they want to take revenge. Bandu, they attack Jamadagni's ashram and they behead Jamadagni. When Parshurama is not at home, they come and they kill him and they take his head and drop it somewhere else. Mar Jamadagnik saisi hogbidtare. Because Parshurama would have killed their father, they come and take revenge. Now who started, what happened, Otnali it started like that. Revenge, atra. So then when Parshuram comes to know about this, when he comes back, now he will not spare. And for this, he has become one of the avatar Purush, where he now decides to kill all the Kshatriyas, because these people have become very arrogant. Haihayas particularly, but so many of them, they have become so arrogant. So I have to kill them. Anta. He keeps going to different places and he kills them. And he makes middle of the city, hillock is made, it seems. Heads of all Kshatriyas. Nam appan tale kadadralla ನೀವು ತಡ್ರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಪೈಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. And like that. And then one more he says, he created 5 pools of blood at a place called Shamanta Panchaka. ಶಮಂತ ಪಂಚಕ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 5 pools of blood. ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ 21 campaigns ಅಂತ ಒಂದು 21 campaigns 21 places he will go. ಈ ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯ ಧರ್ಮನ ನಿರ್ನಾಮ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸೋ ಅರೋಗಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ he does that. Then he recovers his father's head ante, he will bring it back and he will restore. His power is also there. He restores. And then Ramadagni continues. And after that, he goes to mountain Himalayas and he continues the penance. He's blessed by his father. And he is actually, his this act of his is appreciated because that time it was required. Now see, yesterday in Bhagavad Gita session we were discussing no Varnas. He did not keep quiet. Though he was a Brahmana, the work required that time, the action was to kill the people who commit mistakes unnecessarily, adharmigalu. So he killed them. They could not be handled. So he had to do that, and that is avatar. It's considered as Vishnu avatar who came in this form. So every time he comes in different form. No? Whenever there is a decline of social orderliness, adharma, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharat. Like that. So he does that, and that goes. Now, Gadhi, this Gadhi we told, no? Gadhi's daughter was Satyavati. He also had a son called Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra Rishi was Gadhi's son. And so Gadhi is a now he's a Kshatriya. No, Gadhi is a king. But Vishwamitra now, from Kshatriya, he grows to become a good Brahmana. That's why Vishwamitra grows, Gotra, Rishi Vishwamitra. So he had 101 sons, right? And then all the brothers, all the children were called by name Madhu Chandas. Madhu Chandas anta our hesru. Then they adopted a son called Sunassepa. Sunassepa. Adi yak bantu anta, there is a story, not important. So his name, he is adopted by sage Vishwamitra, who is son of Gadhi. Now he comes to be known as Devarata. Anta. So Madhu Chandas are all those 101 sons, and Devarata is a adopted son. Avaga, so he being giving seniority, this becomes, they got a distinct pravara. Devarata anta, he got a distinct line anta. Distinct line means dynasty he gets as a Rishi. Now other successors of Pururavas we said, from we came to Gadhi, and then we described all this, and Parashurama and all that. Now other successors, they had Nahusha, Kshatravruddha, Raji, Rambha, Anenas. Okay. So idralli we will not go into others, but very important is story of Yayati and Devayani. Nahusha is one of the sons of Pururavas, lunar dynasty. Pururavas, we told you, Urvashi, adella aitu, idella successors aitu. Now let us see the story of Yayati and Devayani. So Pururavasiga maga, one of the sons was Nahusha, and Nahusha had 6 sons: Yati, Yayati, Samyati, Ayati, Viyati, Kriti. Ishtrolage Yayati becomes very famous, Nahusha is now son of Pururavas, and he also has some disturbed, perverted desires. What he does is he tries to attempt to abduct Indra's wife. Nahusha Indran hentin abduct ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. Otherwise he was in heaven, and then he was cursed to become a python. Therefore his son Yayati becomes a king. Yayati appointed his 4 brothers as governors, and he married daughters of Maharshi Shukra. Shukracharya gottirbek nimge. Shukracharya. He is the Acharya of Asuras. And he also married Sharmishtha, daughter of King Vrishaparva. This is very interesting story where, again, to describe so many years they live, how they live, and as I said, Bhagavad Purana talks about discussion of the principles that are given in Bhagavad Gita actually. So, ಈಗೇನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ he has married now this Yayati, Yayati is he has gone for, he has married daughter of King Vrishaparva. Her name is Sharmishtha, very beautiful. And her friend is Devayani, daughter of Maharshi Shukra. Sharmishta believes she is daughter of the king, so she is more superior. But she is friendly with Devayani. Devayani is considering herself to be daughter of a Brahmin on whose advice the whole kingdom is running. So she feels superior. Bruno, both are beautiful, right? So Asura the king, Asura the guru, Kulaguru, Yaro Shukracharya. Shukracharya is Kulaguru of Asuras. His daughter is Devayani. And Vrishaparva's daughter is Sharmishta. So one day when these two girls are going to just in the forest and they're taking a bath on the bank of a lake. They put their garments on the shore and they keep splashing and all that. Now what happens is suddenly they see Parameshwara, Ishwara, Shiva with Parvati going nearby on the ox. Immediately ಇವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಶರ್ಮಿಷ್ಠಾ comes out and quickly she will wear Devayani's dress. Devayani's garments. ಅವ್ರ garments ಆಚೆ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ನಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. They would have gone into the water. So Sharmishta, she feels very uncomfortable, embarrassed to be swimming in the lake in front of Parameshwara. Quickly she will wear the uh, uh, Devayani's garments when she sees Ishwara from far. Now Devayani becomes very upset, angry. Look at this servant maid and king's daughter, but Devayani calls her servant maid, like a dog eating up the offerings. 1 second. Jealousy itself brings lot of Devayani arrogantly she says she is servant maid ಇವಳು ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ my father is a Kulaguru. Though she is daughter of king, she says look at the audacity, like a dog eating up the offerings made ready for a yajna. She has put on a dress like a dog ante dog ಬಂದು ತಿಂತಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಆ ತರ ನನ್ನ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಲು ಇವಳು. We are Brahmanas, and she says universe itself was created by Brahma and Brahmanas, and we represent the supreme being. We belong to that great community. Here only Varna. See, lot of superiority, unnecessary superiority complex. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ she has put on my clothes. This is not acceptable ಅಂತಾಳೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಳು ಬರ್ತಾಳೆ ಶರ್ಮಿಷ್ಠ. ಅವಳು ಬಂದು who do you think you are? ನೀನೇನು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ? My father rules this kingdom. I am I am the superior here ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು she will push her deeper into the lake where she cannot come out. She is holding on to some this one. Take what do you want? Okay. She holds on to something and she pushes her deep into the lake so that she doesn't get any help. She does that and she comes out. Then what happens is everybody goes home, leaving Devayani in the water. After some time, this Yayati comes there. Yayati comes there. He is already married to Sharmishta. Now he comes, and then when he's there and he sees Devayani, it is not a lake actually, kind of well ankobadu. And she cannot come because all her garments have gone. This Sharmishta has punished her that you cannot come out without your garments and just hold on to that and stay there. Let us see who will protect you ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So Yayati comes there and he throws his upper cloth. Ashalya irutte ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಳಿಗೆ when she comes out and he holds her hand. So Devayani now she says that you have held my hand. So ಅವನು handsome ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, he's a king and this girl has jealousy also. So you cannot leave me. You have to marry me. ಅಂತ king also, Yayati is also an ordinary man, Papa, on the young fellow. He falls for her and she says he should not marry her because he is a Kshatriya. But still she says, no problem, my father will permit. And there are in certain special situations, it is possible. You have already held my hand. You already, this must be divine. But they get married. Now what happens is this Rishi, she goes back to Rishi, her father, and she tells everything, how Sharmishta has insulted her and how people ಪ್ಲೇ ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ ಅಂತ, ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಶರ್ಮಿಷ್ಠಾ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ ಹರ್ ಗಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಹೂ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಟ್? ದೇವಯಾನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್. ನೋ, ದೇವಯಾನಿ said, why do you wear my garments, you daughter of maid? ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ she will start. So, but in the end, she makes everybody feel that it was Sharmishta who did the mistake. One second. Hey, ನೋಡೋಣಮ್ಮ. Why he's crying? So then she goes back to her father, and her father becomes very furious. He has a duty of protecting the kingdom, Shukracharya, but he becomes very disturbed by his daughter's complaint, and then he moves. He says, I don't want your kingdom. Anta Shukracharya goes to uh, the city. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಜಾವೃತ್ತಿ ಅಂತೆ. ಉಂಜಾವೃತ್ತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ normally the kings pay the priests ಗೆ, they take care of the priests and brahmanas who help them in yajnas, kula gurus. They take care of them. I mean, they are very, very living in a very posh area and a very high quality of life. But now he says, I don't want your obligation anta heli. He goes there, and there's one vritti where the rishis collect the grains which have fallen in the market ante. ಅದು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದು, ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ king's obligation. So then the king becomes very upset and afraid that his enemies may take this Shukracharya. Andre devas may come and take, then we are gone. Shukracharya is very, very, very essential for us anta. Vrishaparva goes down and he says, you tell me whatever you want. ಅವಾಗ ದೇವಯಾನಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು? Sharmishta with all her dasis, no, the whole that group should become my dasi. They should serve me anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ ದೇವಯಾನಿ. Now Sharmishta becomes a dasi. Sharmishta becomes a dasi. ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೋ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Born to a great king, but now she becomes a dasi of Devyani. Devyani makes her kind of slave, and she takes revenge, obviously, because of what she has done also, and because Devyani's crookedness, both. So, but in the meanwhile, Sharmishta will not give up. She's basically married to him, no? So somehow she will trap him. And now Sharmishta also has two sons, and the Devyani has two sons, Yadu and Turvasu, and Sharmishta gives birth to Druhyu, Anu, and Puru. And now what happens is Devyani would not have known that Yayati has an affair with Sharmishta. So she will be keeping quiet. Once she comes to know he has an affair and their sons also, she becomes very furious. Now they become the, what I should say, inheritance, no? For inheritance, they become the successors. She becomes very furious, goes back to her father. Father ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಏನ್ ಬಂದ್ರು ಅಪ್ಪನ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, knowing that father is very capable. Now Shukracharya becomes very angry. He says, see, because of your youth and all this, no, you have become so uncontrollable in your sensual desires that we went back to Sharmishta. So may you lose that youth. May you become a very old man. So that whatever you had, no, because of which you deceived my daughter, I will take that power from you. Yayati suddenly becomes an old man, very old man. Tumba jarjarita. Very, very sick. I mean, not sick, but a very old man. Iga, what to do? Now Yayati wants to enjoy. And openly ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Actually, I have seen one drama long back when I was very young, no, in Dharwad. There was Karnataka Kalodharaka Sangha anta ಒಂದಿತ್ತು. My father also was one of the amateur actor in that. So I had seen that drama called Yayati. Beautiful. So he becomes very old now. But he expresses, what did I do? Alas, I cannot live like this. I still have to enjoy Devyani. I still have to enjoy Sharmishta. anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ openly. Sharmishta illa hodru, at least I have to enjoy Devyani. I've got so many years ahead. What happened to me? Anta. Along with ruling the kingdom, this is very important thing for him. So Shukra says, if some young fellow is able to take away your old age and he becomes old, then you can get the youth. ಹುಡುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು, ಯಾರು ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೇಕು? ಈ ವಿಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ಹಿಸ್ 5 ಸನ್ಸ್, ಯದು, ತುರ್ವಾಸು, ದೃಹ್ಯು, ಅನು, ಪುರು. ದೃಹ್ಯು, ಅನು, ಪುರು ಆರ್ born to Sharmishta. Yadu and Turvasa are born to Devyani. Somehow, none of these sons will accept. They say, no, 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 how can we do? It's your fate. And then Puru is youngest son of Sharmishta. Avanu, nodi, again, I told you, no, somewhere in the whole dynasty, some good person comes up. So Puru was young in years, but advanced in virtue. Puru says, see, you have asked me, this dialogue I will read. Who can make adequate returns to one's father for the gift of this body, which is a means for attaining highest values? Appa, you have given me this birth to this body. This is what we should learn for parents. I always tell parents, adu idu kirikiri ಮಾಡಬಾರದು. Just they have given us this body, that makes us enough, because this body, this mind, this body is required to house our sukshma, subtle body and other soul and all, to realize that is the purpose of life. And parents have given this body, it ends there. Exactly, he says. You remember Rama's story also? Rama also tells that don't expect too many things from parents, rather you should be giving. So he says that Father's grace helps us to realize the highest destiny. The best son is the one who performs the father's wish even without telling. Wish. He must understand his father's wish and perform. The one who does what is asked is a middle, madhyama. Uttama, best is who can read his father's mind, his father's wish, and fulfill it. Best son avanu. Ashtu ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ he must have that much of concern. I don't know how practical it is, you understand, but it is not difficult. As much as possible, unless we are not able to do that, we should have this kind of thinking. This is one of the very, very important part of dharma. And the middle one waits till he is asked, but immediately he will do. The bad one is the one who executes, no doubt, in a careless and an imperfect way. And he who totally refuses to do anything, even when asked by father, cannot be called as a son. He cannot be called as a son. Uttama chintitam kuryat, proktakari to madhyamaha. Uttamaha chintitam kuryat. Whatever he thinks, what my father is asking for. Madhyamaha proktakari. Proktakari means he will do whatever is told. Adhamaha ashraddhaya. Adhama is lowest. He does things without any shraddha. Carelessly, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳೋದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ. ಕುರ್ಯಾತ್ ಅಕರ್ತೋ charitam pituhu. Kuryat akarto means the person who will not do even in spite of telling. He cannot be called as father's son, but only as his excretant. Excretant. Ashtu Puru's maturity, you see. Antha ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನಾವು we should call him as a fecal matter, excreta. ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೆಟ್ಟದವ್ರು ಅವರು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಬಂದು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ದವನು, we should call him like that. Of course, it depends. You can say there are some exceptions where the worst fathers kudita irtare, odita irtare, they are antisocial. It doesn't apply to that category. This applies to by and large. Most of the 99 majority of the parents are well-wishers of the children, isn't it? So we must follow on the young agli older. So saying, Puru says, no problem. You want me to take your youth? Give it to me. I don't mind. You enjoy. Nodi, ee tandedu, if you see Puru, he has valued his father's wish, even though it is not so much justified, because he's saying, I want youth to enjoy. He could have told, but then he did not question. He said, let me do on that. He takes it back. He gives it. Then this Yayati, shamelessly, sorry to use that word, he goes back to his beloved wife Devayani, and both enjoy for several thousands of years. However, during that time, he follows all the duties of the king. Apart from, it's not that he neglects his subjects or neglects the yajnas. Avagella rajaru ella yajna ella ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? Why? because those yajnas will take care of the ecosystem, environment. You have to please. That was a faith. Please the devatas, and there would be virtues in the society. So he will take care of that. But then what happens is, after several years, he comes to know that this is not what is required by a human being. I must now renounce, and I must repent for what I did all these years. Um Actually, I had married Sharmishta, Devyani came, Adella, he starts reflecting, and then he understands that this was not supposed to be done. And he goes back, he gives a story of a goat and there, similar to what happened to him. So he says, uh, there is a story, Devyanik Bandh ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. There is a story of a he goat and a she goat. Once a he goat, the male, was moving in a forest. He came across a she goat. ತಂದೆ ಸ್ಟೋರಿನ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅವನು, who had fallen in a well owing to its past karmas. Then the he goat, being desirous, he gets her out, and then they enjoy. And then when they are enjoying, there are many other she goats, females, which get attracted to him. And the she goat, without being committed to this one, he falls for others also. And then they keep enjoying. And the she goat goes back to her parents' place. And then the father of the female, the, the wife, I mean the committed one, father of that, he, similar to what he said. He says he takes away his virility so that he doesn't enjoy. Then he realizes that what he did was wrong because he was already enjoying. He went beyond, and the greed, that lust, iಷ್ಟ saldo. I want more, more, more. Exactly like that, I became like that in my life. So much so that I went and asked my son to give his youth, though he was supposed to enjoy. I took his youth, and I to enjoy my sensual desires. I have done this, so this doesn't suit me. It's time for me to abandon everything. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, but still, at least better late than never ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೆ. So this man, Yayati, he says, I will now abandon everything, go to the forest and wander with animals. Let me face extremes, leave alone the kingly atmosphere. Let, let me face the worst ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, now he realizes this is detachment and ಹೇಳಿ goes back. So then ದೇವಯಾನಿನೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು, probably this is what I should do ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, and she will also say, now I also need to get back to the vanaprastha ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, both of them get into the this part now, detachment, abandoning, and getting absorbed in Lord. So she also abandoned everything, made her mind fully absorbed, and then dissolved even her subtle body. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪವರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. So with that, we complete story of Yayati. Next chapter is Dushyanta and Bharata, Shakuntala. Very interesting story. That actually completes the thing. Then we go to Krishna's story. So any additions or anything, we wind up, we conclude here. So the lessons learned is interesting stories. At every era, there have been people who are extraordinary and who are also full of such imperfections. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ Krishna in 18th chapter he says, imperfections will never cease to be. As long as this world is there, it will be there. He is a clever person who, amidst all these imperfections and mortal body, tries to reach me. He is a clever person, antane. Andre the spiritual seeker who understands that we cannot get rid of imperfections. Today afternoon only we were discussing, there is one movie, by the way, all of you can watch. Its name is Pharma, Malayalam movie on Netflix. Beautiful movie. Since we were discussing, anybody has watched? Anybody? Please watch that movie. Very beautiful. About pharma. We were discussing about. There are so many things happening in this world. Dishonesty, cheating, and making money at the cost of poor people. at the cost of vulnerable people. Everything is there. Abundantly it is there. But we must try to remember what is our goal, and try to reach perfection. Perfection cannot happen only when we reach moksha. Perfection can come. We have to swim in this imperfect world only. People around, very close to us, also outside, also there are a lot of imperfections outside, and these people also sometimes are perfect, sometimes imperfect. We are also sometimes perfect, imperfect. So either this the swimming in amidst all this will happen. And just like how we see Avatara Purusha, extraordinary manifestation, then some totally worst, matte some better, matte avatar. Like that in our mind also, sometimes we are extremely good, extremely kind, extremely realized, very mature. Very next moment, after some time, maybe we become angry, we lose our temper, but again we come back to normalcy. That keeps happening. It's fine, but the goal should be towards perfection. Direction towards the direction should be towards perfection. As I said in the last session also, the idealism is only an idea. Having an ideal situation never exists. It exists only when you reach that moksha, that ultimate liberation. There, because nothing exists there, everything is ideal only, no? That Parabrahman, there is no vikara or no manifestation, no nama rupa, no prakriti, pure consciousness, alli matra perfection. So that state we have to go, and as we go, we start enjoying. That's what we are doing, and all these studies help us to understand that in Hindi there is one saying, सुबह का भूला शाम को लौट आता है तो उसको ಭೂಲಾ ನಹಿ ಕೇದೆ. ಭೂಲಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಮರಿತಿರ್ತಾನ, ಮರ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಅದು ಮರೆಯೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಎಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಹಿಸ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಸೊ ಭೂಲಾ ನಹಿ ಕೇತೆ. He knows that he has to come back. So as long as we are aware that we should come back, we should withdraw. This is everything is illusory. ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗದೆ ಹೋದ್ರು we quickly we should come back to normalcy. The minute you feel too much of burden or something, that time we should remember this is temporary. This is very, very temporary, and come back. So Yayati's story, see, he got involved completely. He got involved. Eshtu mattige, thousands of years. But he came back, and the end he attained salvation. His wife also. So both of them. So there's a scope for anybody to change at any time. So is the fact with us also. So therefore, let us accept all the challenges, all the imperfections, but work towards that. ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರೋದು ಬಿಡು, ಕರ್ಮ ಫಲ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್, ಆ ತರ ಇನ್ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಕುತ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಸರೆಂಡರ್, ಆಕ್ಟ್, ಸರೆಂಡರ್, ಕೀಪ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಓವರ್ ನೈಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ರೂಲ್ಡ್ ಔಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಎನಿ ಕಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಒಂದು ಬೀಜ ಬಿತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ any thought, good thought, bad thought, it will have an impact. Thought itself, leave alone the words and the actions. So let us be aware of that. And Yayati story I always liked. And just like Ajamila, Yayati, these are all examples where Kshipram Dharmatma Bhavati. Arjuna, Krishna ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, Kshipram ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ದಾರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟವನು ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, the minute he decides, he knows that it is supreme being, I should come back, I will take care of him. Name bhaktah pranashyati. ನಮೇ ಭಕ್ತಃ ಪ್ರಣಶ್ಯತಿ. ಭಕ್ತ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಾನು ಎತ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಗೈಡ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಎನಿ ಅಡಿಷನ್ಸ್? ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಐ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ no obstacles, because so many distractions and obstacles are there, yet we were able to complete. Anybody wants to add anything?
No, not add, but I just was curious. In Bhagavad, do they have any more stories about Parshurama, or that is the end of it?
In this, no. Some more stories ಇದ್ರೊಳಗಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಬಟ್ there are different Puranas, madam. 18 Puranas are there.
Yeah.
There are maybe there are other Puranas which describe Parshurama's avatar. Let me tell you, maybe in ಮುಂದ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. We have described in the very beginning little more about Parshurama. Any incident you have to talk about him? One thing comes in Mahabharata.
Yeah.
Are you referring to that, madam? Karna and Parshurama.
Yeah.
I think that will come in the next chapter.
Acha.
We'll see that. Otherwise, we'll come back to Parshuram because many people continue. And Parshuram, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂತಲ್ಲ, parallelly Rama's story was happening. If you remember, when Rama is going to on the way to in his on his way to find Sita, that time also he meets Parshuram. So this is parallelly happening. It doesn't happen after Ram, it has happened parallelly. Parshuram was also there when Ram was there. Ram and Parshuram have met. Actually, after this he meets Ram. If you remember, after he on the way of his final entry to Himalayas, he meets Ram. So those two have met. We have discussed that earlier. Now, meeting of Karna and others in the Dwapara Yuga, let us see how it happens.
Ma'am, Parashurama is the sixth avatar of Dashavataram.
Yes. Sixth avatar of Dashavatar. Howdu. Does he come in the main Dashavatar? Is he there?
No, he doesn't. Some
Yes,
people
ma'am,
don't
he's there.
consider him as the main avatar of
Yeah.
Dashavara. Yeah.
Correct.
There's a beautiful novel, drama, Marathi drama, Yayati Devyani Anta.
Okay.
Girish
Yeah, madam.
Karnad used to act in that.
Madam, same I have watched in Dharwad Kannada version.
Acha.
What a beautiful drama it is, no?
It's a beautiful it was
drama.
written by Marathi
Correct. Because in Kannada, mostly they used to make Marathi dramas, remake in Dharwad. Because Marathi dramas are topmost in.
They are very powerful.
Very beautiful. Yayati Devayani. I also remember that when I was very small, 4 years old I was, but I can vividly recollect how beautifully they had acted. That old man, his action. Tumba chanagittu. I think there may be some YouTube dramas also. We should watch that. They are very relatable because this is like a common man. But what is more interesting is how he comes back.
Yeah.
What turns him, how they come back. That is interesting. And it usually happens with many average man also. As he gets older, he will realize, and that is fair enough. Even when we become old, if we realize that we could have spent time better, but our gottiralla, now it's okay. So anytime, as long as you come back, it is fine. So that is a great learning.
Der aaye durust aaye.
Der aaye durust aaye. Correct. That's also the rightmost. Der aaye durust aaye. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಹಂಗೆ ಬಂದಿ ದೇರ್ ಆಯ್ ದುರಿಸ್ತಾಯ. We have all der aaye durustaya only. We feel no, we should have got this knowledge much earlier. We would have been better, but it's okay. So people like Mallikarjun and all Padmini, all young. Nanu, Meda madam, Kanta madam. Kanta, we are little older. Indira and all are young.
Yes. Senior citizen.
Very young, Pratibha.
ಏನಂದ್ರಿ?
Not very young.
Younger